Welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this Thanks for Making Me Happy card using the Art in Bloom bundle. This is a bit of a different card. You cut the top at an angle and then put that piece on the inside. So you've got a really 3D effect on the card. And I also put some flowers on the inside. So I will show you the bundle. It's on page 116 of the annual catalog, and you get the stamps and the dies. And some of the dies, like this leaf here, you get two of, so you can cut two out at once. But this also has the hybrid embossing and cutting folder. So you can actually use the die in the embossing folder so you get a textured cut image at the same time. So this is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss hybrid embossing folder. It is beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous detail. I'm not sure you can see it there. Let me see if I can put a piece of paper behind it if you can see the detail a little bit better. So really, really gorgeous. And the beauty of it is, now let's see if I get this in the right way. You can actually put the die right in the embossing folder with your paper. So when you cut it out, you get the embossed image and the flowers are cut out and they're embossed. Or you can just use it as an embossing folder like this. And that's how we're going to use it today. So we're using the In Bloom dies and the Art in Bloom stamp set. So let's get started. This is actually a really fun card to make. So I've already pre-cut some of the flowers and leaves. I stamped the flowers using smoky slate, and then I colored them in using the Flirty Flamingo Stampin' Blends, as well as the dark Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blend to do the centers. So where should we start? Let's just put that off to the side. We need a smoky slate mat. We need a white card base, and you'll need a piece of white large enough to do the flowers and the leaves on, and potentially another piece for the greeting. The greeting goes all the way across the bottom of the card, and I am simply going to stamp it and then cut it with my paper trimmer. So to do the diagonal cut on the card, you can measure it if you like. I just eyeballed it, honestly. Let's just move this up so you can see. What I did is I put the card front in and I put the fold right at the cut line. So right along where it's going to cut, and then I just kind of determined what angle I wanted that at. You can measure it up. You can say you want it to be 3 inches from the bottom, 2 inches from the top, however you'd like to do it. You can kind of get an idea how steep that angle will be when you close your cutter down. And I'm thinking that might be just a bit too much of an angle. So I'm going to make sure that my scored edge is there, and I'm just going to cut this off like this. So then you end up with a diagonal topped card. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that diagonal top and you are going to also diagonally cut the smoky slate mat. So first thing we're going to do, though, before we do that, is we're going to find our piece of smoky slate that we put off to the side somewhere. And you're all probably looking at the video going, it's right there in front of you. It is with the folder. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to emboss with the Bloom Hybrid Embossing folder. So this will use your base, and then it will use your plate on top. And something that Sarah Douglas said in one of her videos this week is when you're using your embossing folders, always put the folded edge in first. I think I usually do that, but I hadn't really thought about it. So when you're using your embossing folders, make sure you put the folded end in first. So that's a little tip from Sarah. And we'll take this out now. And look how gorgeous that is. Just beautiful. Even the back is beautiful. So we need to cut this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this on the front here where I would put it, and I'm going to use a pencil, and I'm just going to make a little mark just about 1/8 of an inch down from the top of the card, and I can see where the card is cut, and I'm just going to make another 1/8 of an inch mark down here. So what I'm doing is I'm creating my cut line so that I will have a border all the way around the white. So now I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to put this in my paper trimmer. Is it all the way in so you can see it? There you go. And we're going to put that there and that there. And we're going to drop this down and we're going to cut. So, and if you end up with a little bit of pencil still on your card, you just use your eraser and just take it off. So now we have the cut elements to make our card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our card front, and you can see now how this will layer up on the front. There's probably measurements somewhere on how to do this. I just eyeball it and wingnut it. So each of my cards is going to be just slightly different. But because it doesn't need to be exact, it's whatever you'd like to do. Like I say, I just eyeballed it, and then when I went to cut the card front, though, I did measure against. So you can see how that's now matted on the front. Then we're going to take the piece we cut off, and we're going to put it on the inside of the card. And we're just going to put it over here like this, so it's even. And I'm sorry, I just bumped the camera. And so there we have, that's the card, and it continues on with the leaves. It's carries on the image, and then you can just open it up, and that's the inside of the card. So what I did to do the flowers is I stamped them, and then I colored them in with my Stampin' Blends, and this is the Dark Flirty Flamingo. And what I've realized is I had used the pen end, the fine end, to do these, and they kind of looked a little wimpy. So I went back in and just did darker lines, and I'll blend that in a minute. But I just came in here just to add some depth to the middle. And then I came in with my Light Flirty Flamingo. I'm just going to come over these ones just to soften them up a little bit. And these colors do start out being a little bit different than how they dry. You can say this is a bit more peachy than when it's dried. So I'm just going to color these in, blend the colors together. And then I'm going to do the Daffodil Delight in the middle. And I used soft succulent for the leaves. And that turned out really, really well. So I'm just going to color in the middle. I love the Stampin' Blends. They make me look really good because I can't color. Really not my strong suit. So I'm just going to come in with the dark soft succulent and do the veins in the leaf, and then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to blend that with the light blend, and just coming around, coloring it in, and then doing a really good blend in the middle. So once that's all done, we can cut out our images. I'm going to put this down like this. I will put the die on like this. And like I say, the leaf comes actually with 2 dies, and I just need the one for this one because I've already cut the rest out. So you just lay it down and sandwich it up. And I have realized I don't have my second plate underneath, and I am still good to go there. Actually, it's wiggled, so let's just do that again. We will line it up and line that leaf back up again. Oh, and I got shaky fingers today. There we go. Okay. Sandwich that down, pick it up. Oh, and it's moved. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get the sticky notes out. And we are going to solve this problem by sticky noting the whole thing, and then it just won't matter. So we'll sticky note that one, and then we'll do this like this. And we'll sticky note that. Now we're good to go. There we go. Look, nothing moved. Okay, we'll run that through, and then we'll start building the card. Again, the color choice is yours. I liked the way the smoky slate worked with the embossing folder, and then coordinated with stamping the flowers in the smoky slate as well. So you need 2 sets of the 3 flowers, and I used 5 leaves on the front of the card, and I think I just used a couple on the inside, but you can cut as many as you like. And then you're good to go. So I start by kind of placing the flowers. I need them to overlap the fold. Just like that. So I'm only going to put adhesive on the bottom of the flower, because if we put adhesive all over the flower, it'll stick to the inside, and we don't want it to stick to the inside. We want to be able to open the card. So I put these on like that, and then I used dimensionals on the flowers themselves, on the larger kind of central flower. So I'm just going to trim off some like that. So I want this flower to go this way up. To me, it looks like it should go that way. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the bottom of the flower. I tell you, it's all happening in this video today. Dimensionals are coming off all over the place. Dies aren't staying put. So, and then we're just going to pop that on like that. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to put the leaves on. And you can play with them, just placing them down to start with, just so they can be seen. And you can put as many on as you want. I was putting them in groups of 3 on the bottom, like that. So once you've kind of got them figured out how you want them, these ones, I put the adhesive on the top because I want them to stick onto the bottom of the leaf, or on the bottom of the flower, so that they're basically dimensionalized as well. So we'll just tuck that in like that. Now these ones are flat down, so we'll just use adhesive on them and fit them in. We'll put them the right way around. How's that? So that one can go there. This one will go here. And then we basically do the same thing on the inside to cover up. Basically, we're covering up the back of the flowers from the front. So when we do this, we open it up, and what you can see is the coloring from the back on the existing plants. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some leaves. You can see we've got 2 leaves that we can see here, and we are going to put adhesive on the back, and we're going to stick them down so they match the leaves on the other side. Just like that. And this one needs to come off because I have done it the wrong way around. So we're going to use another leaf. And I tell you, it is a fabulous Friday here. If it can go wrong, it is going wrong in this video. So thank you for sticking with me. We actually do need to have that one that way around so that it matches. So then you need to take your other flowers and you kind of just need to fit them in how they would work to cover up the background of the flower on the other side. So this one, I just need to trim the edge a little bit so it doesn't show through. And then I am going to put adhesive. I can put adhesive all over this because it's actually going to be joining up with the flower on the other side. Like that. Okay. And then we've got this one. We just need to match it up like that to cover up the small flower in behind. So you don't see a lot of that leaf anyway that's going in the, what would appear to be the wrong direction. And this one is just a little bit, it doesn't match exactly, but it's close enough that you wouldn't really notice because they're not exact mirror images of each other. So this one we're going to pop in like that. So there you have it. There's the outside of your card, and when you open it up, you've got flowers on the inside as well. If you wanted to put some designer series paper on this side and then put this over top, you could do that and then put your greeting here. Or you've got this nice open space to write a full greeting if you want, more of a letter. So that is how you build the card, except I haven't done the front on this one, have I? I haven't done the greeting. So here we go, greeting. I'm using the Thanks for Making Me Happy. I'm using the Flirty Flamingo for it. And I am going to just stamp this very close to the bottom of this piece of paper. And then I'm going to cut it using my paper trimmer. And I dimensionalized this one. So again, we're just going to need a couple of dimensionals off the edge just to attach that. And if you are still with me, I appreciate it. It has been a really interesting video trying to make sure everything gets done correctly. Today, it has been a challenge. So thank you for sticking with me. And I hope that you are inspired by this card, even though the presentation of it was a little bit labor intensive. But there's a lot of cutting and coloring that goes on with this one. And I absolutely love how the Art in Bloom set works together, especially that hybrid cut embossing folder. So there you go. There is your finished card. Thank you so much for watching today, and we will see you next time.